Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks to come to my talk. I just have some little issues with the screen of my computer, but that will be okay, I guess. Yep. Okay. I just prepare it. Just 1 second more. So it's all about Temboard. It's a new PostgreSQL remote tool control we develop inside Dalibo. Dalibo is a French company. I'm Francuski. So it's all about remote control for the DBA. First, who I am Jean-Paul Argudо. You may see GBA on the IRC, internet, and stuff like that. I started using PostgreSQL since quite a few years now. And at that time, I was an Oracle DBA at Day, and I used to try to understand how SQL queries do the black magic of you send something and give you back the result. But with Oracle, you don't have the source, or you don't know how it works. So I started study PostgreSQL at this time. And then I completely fell in love with Postgres, like you may already be, or will, that's for sure. It was a non-profit founded in 2004. We set up the community, the French community at this time, with the PostgreSQL.fr website, which is in fact a website I started alone at this year, just after my meeting with Bruce Mamjan, because Bruce came to Paris. Then we did a lot of things, and at that time, just 1 year after, I started the business of PostgreSQL in France with Dalibo. We were 4 people. Now we are like 25. I don't quite understand the numbers because we hire and hire and hire. So we may be like 30 at the end of this year, or maybe 40, I don't know. And we started PostgreSQL Europe with a few people like Magnus Argande, Dave Page, Andres Schierbaum, Gabriele Bartolini, let's say all the guys that does PostgreSQL advocacy around Europe. And of course, I'm the CEO of Dalibo. I'm elected, I'm an elected CEO. I mean, I don't own the company. The company is owned by all the people working inside the company. I guess I don't have to discuss this with Russian people. I think you understand what it is. So they need, because when we do things like code, it always starts with the user's needs. And they need to manage production PostgreSQL servers. It's all about production servers. It's not for testing purpose. It's not for the developer. It's for the DBA to manage what's going on a prod server. We needed all-in-one web platform, easy, pluggable, and of course PostgreSQL license. We only do open source license. And most of our work is PostgreSQL license. I think we have few projects that are GPL now, but it's mainly the BSD, all PostgreSQL license. And the need also is not here, but the need was to get rid of Nagios, because we have lots of customers that don't use Nagios and didn't want to use it. That's why we record this tool, because we already have a tool like this called OPM for Open PostgreSQL Monitoring, but it uses Nagios. So let's connect. At first, I thought I have like 45 minutes for my talk, so I did a lot of videos, but instead I prefer to show you a demo. It will be easier for you. Everybody is okay with the screen? On the side you see well? Okay. So what you see when you connect is what are the PostgreSQL instances. Don't look at instances, it means server in French. It means a PostgreSQL server. We have issues with translations, as you will see. This is not yet a production-ready version. We not have the 1.0 yet, but it's coming. It's about weeks, some weeks. So you can show multiple entries. You can search a particular agent a particular server. And what you see is there are the hostname here, the groups, because we'll see later that you can group things, and some basic information like number of CPUs, the memory, the version installed on your remote server, the port used, and now this panel is all about shortcuts. So let's see the first one on the 8.6, which is called dashboard. Dashboard is some little things like that. You cannot edit, you cannot do anything. You can just read what's happening. So you have a block with basic information, the kernel, CPUs, memory, etc. What's going on with the TPS, so the commits and rollback, load average, CPU usage, memory, cache hit ratio, because this is very important for the prod DB, buffers, active backends. So now you see the server is quite sleepy at the moment because it's a Docker image. I just started just before the talk. Those Docker image, you can download it just now, because if you go to the itemboard.io, then you go to the code source, which is a GitHub, and on the page, you have a link for a quick start. You click there, and you have those Docker images. So let's make things move a bit. The thing I started is some kind of tool to charge the database, because we do a lot of trainings, and this is part of the training to have a server loaded with actual queries running, bad queries with no indexes, stuff like that, for the training to find and guess what's going on. Okay, so you see the average is coming because it starts to move. That's good for us, because if it doesn't move, it's not fun. So that's the dashboard, okay? Small informations. Now we can go to activity. And on activity, you have the running queries here, waiting queries, blocking queries. Unfortunately, with this demo, we don't have much blocking and waiting stuff, but believe me, if you have a waiting or blocking query, it will appear here. Since this is moving, you may stop at any time. Just for example, to kill a backend, for example. So yes, paf, the backend is dead, I resume. It's continue to move and so on. So here we are on the remote server, of course. You can also copy-paste a query you want. You have the durations. Here we don't have the information because it's all about Docker issues. But on normal server, should they be physical or virtual, you will have the information. So that's the activity plugin. You can for sure select multiple stuff. If it's running, you cannot select because it's running. So that's the activity plugin. If I go too fast, just raise your hand and say, hey, you're going too fast. Here I am on the supervision. Supervision is a French word meaning monitoring, so it's all about monitoring. Yet again, it's live, so you have charts of the day, charts last week, last month, etc. And if you go on, for example, let me show you. If you go on a special event, for example, this one, and you zoom it, all the charts will be on the same time frame, so you can scroll You can scroll down and see what's going on with the load average at this time, the CPU. You can zoom again, and you see every shot is on the same timeline, on the same frame. So I don't have much time, but be sure you have here all the information the normal DBA needs, like load, CPU, context switches, memory usage, swap, file system information, transactions per second. If you go on the line, you see here the numbers are moving because it's the actual number stored. You can at any time export a PNG. That's quite useful for our customer. For example, when they have a problem, we ask them to send us the images of the monitoring system, so we can actually see what the customer sees, because often we don't have even an SSH on their boxes, so it's not easy on the telephone to understand what's going on. So you have while information, written buffer logs, waiting logs, etc., etc. Okay, that's the it's quite common to have this kind of tool. I didn't say it, but you can also here set a custom dates and apply and etc. So that's the permission. Now on the settings side, you can, with this tool, if you use the correct PostgreSQL version, send down to the remote server some special configuration you want him to apply. Because thanks to the PostgreSQL local stuff, you can. So here are all the keys arranged like the PostgreSQL.conf file is arranged. Auto vacuum, for example, whatever. You can set on, set off, and then you can save the configuration. Let's try something simple. Log, for example. I want to change log verbosity from default to verbose. And then I apply it. Every blue button does the same. So this is a reload parameter. I think my laptop is just too busy with the with the bench running. Or maybe this is the demo effect. I didn't click the right button, maybe. Yeah. So it tells you the previous value, the new value, and you can save and reload. This is not harmful for the server, it's just a reload. But you can do also more aggressive stuff, like change the well-known shared buffers, for example. Then you may know you have to restart it. So I change the value of shared buffers, save and reload. And it tells you there is a warning because you are about to restart your PostgreSQL server, and your users don't want you to do that. So again, another warning. Well, okay, let's restart. And it's saved. I restarted my server, and it has now a shared buffer stuff. I can reset it to the previous value if I want. I have to restart, yes. And that's it. On each key of the PostgreSQL server, you will have, for example, a list of what's available for this key. Okay? You don't have to type things. You don't have to invent. You just do what your PostgreSQL version authorizes you. So that's about PostgreSQL.conf. We not have the same with pghba.conf because this is a file you don't usually touch every day or every second or a month. So this is a basic and not so bad editor when you can add lines, comments, etc. Here you have the trust button, which is in red because trust is bad thing. So for example, if you try MD7 for the IP6 v6, then it goes green. It's just a quick thing for for the people to see that they have a problem here of security because the trust is so bad. So I don't have much time, but they are all the versions of the files are saved. So you can see differences, who did what. You can add a new row, for example, a comment. It will add a comment. You choose the line of the comment, or just a record. For example, host, I want a new host, MD7, etc., etc. Which database you see? You have, for example, workshop and POA, let's say, on the user Thomas, which address is and authentication option, etc. You save it and it push down the configuration on the pghba.conf of the remote server. Okay? We have the same basic thing, even worse, even more basic with the PG ident. I won't go much into details here because I don't have much time. Finally, notifications. I go fast here because on this tool, you have the super admin which can access everything on the main website, and you can delegate to groups or other users to manage this part of the of your forest of PostgreSQL servers. So, for example, here, Alice, this is me. I did a PostgreSQL restart at this time, at this moment. You can search, etc., etc. There are many pages. You can go on all pages, etc., etc. This is notification. It's just about notification. We don't have yet the module of alerting. We will see that in a few moments. I'm sorry, I have to go faster. So users, you manage here the users. You can add users, etc., of which group you want. I want to create a new Rockstar DBA, etc., etc. User groups. The Rockstar DBA is at Dalibo, etc. Instances. This is where you define which instance, which PostgreSQL server, you want to add to your tool. You can modify it. Well, you can get the information. The actual information is here. It's when this tool asks the remote agent to give the information. So that's all for the demo. I'm just going back on a few slides to tell you that the setup is easy. It's all about local global users, admin, PostgreSQL servers, users, etc. The work in progress, those are the plugins we are actually working on. The team of working on this tool, it was one man last year. And this year, since this very month, there are 3 people, because we have a senior DBA called Julien working on this. And we hired 2 web developers to go faster on this project because we need it for large customers. So we need an automated alerting mechanism, which will send alerts and mails when something goes wrong, because we have the data, we have everything, the configuration, etc. So we just have to add the levels of warning, errors, stuff like that, depending on what we want to monitor. The maintenance plugin is for easy stuff like vacuum, analyze, reindex, this kind of maintenance. We will be able to program reindex at night, for example, stuff, things like that. The point-in-time recovery plugin, it will be just a UI for the project we promote called Pitrery. Pitrery is a bit like, it's simple, but it is still very powerful. It helps you to manage the whole things, what you send, what you apply, stuff like that. And also, we need a rewrite of the whole interface, because as you saw, some things are quite nice, others are not, so we will rewrite the interface very soon. The architecture is really simple. It's all about HTTPS and PostgreSQL connection. This is the repository where the measures are stored and the configuration, and you have a temboard agent on each of your remote box. Let's go a bit deeper, but fast. The Temboard agent, it uses daemons, schedulers, workers. You will need Python and PostgreSQL at least 9.4, at least. So we do it for the future. I mean, we don't want to manage 8 versions, 9.0, stuff like that, because it's too old, you have to upgrade. It's for the future. There is an embedded HTTPS server, and so the PostgreSQL connector is embedded. We have REST APIs and .ini config files. Temboard itself, so the interface is made in Python with some dependencies, like CyclePG2, Tornado, SQL Alchemy, Bootstrap, and so on. I'm not a developer, so I won't go much into details. I hope you understand it. Repository is where we store the metadata and metrics. Here you need at least a 9.5 because we use some quite new and neat stuff to compress the data and have the smaller databases as possible. At the moment, we didn't yet think about archiving and stuff like that. We store everything. We will see on the future how we manage to, if we want to store more than 6 months of data, maybe 1 year. We don't know yet. We will see that. We will provide the scripts or even on the interface the tools to wipe out all data. Or caveats. It's just at the moment compatible with Linux. It doesn't work with Windows, for example. We need, as you see, at least 9.4 on the monitored pages. 5.3 is planned. We had questions from Postgres Pro people asking us why not Python 3. It's planned. It's about to come. And it's a few weeks to go for the version 1. If you need more information, those are links to the official site, the Temboard at the GitHub, quick start Docker images, community support, and of course commercial support because we are a commercial company too, even if we do only open source project. Thank you for listening to me. If you have any questions. Nobody?
Давайте поблагодарим докладчика за отличный инструмент.
Thank you.
Thank you, it's amazing. Some questions?
I have one question. Is Temboard free product or commercial?
As I say, it's completely open source. You can take it, use it, modify it. It's PostgreSQL license. You don't even need to do anything. You take it and use it. We're full open source.
Second question. What about repository? Can you explain me about repository database?
I think the question is, expand the repository, what is it? So this part. This part will store the data coming from the agent through Temboard here, metrics, points, data, configurations. Okay?
Configuration, user, transaction, load, yes?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that because Temboard just manages to write and read the PostgreSQL.local.conf, if I remember well. Okay?
Еще вопросы, ребята?
Hello. Yeah, thank you for the report. So, do you have any competitors?
Oh, we have a
your
lot.
products? Yeah.
We have a lot, but as you know, it's open source. So we do open source, we do free products, and it's yours to use it or not. We don't, to be honest, we don't care much. What we know is this is a part of a bigger stack we promote for our customers, big customers. They want to go to Postgres. We told them Postgres is just the database. It's not the whole 10 Oracle CDs. So you will need PostgreSQL, you will need a tool like that, you will need something to load the data, something to monitor better maybe. And yes, we have competitors. There are some neat projects like this. You have the OKMeter guys over there, which is another thing, because he has an agent that sends your data to the internet, to his website, and then he does it for you. It's yours to decide if you want to do this way, or whichever way. There are lots of plugins for well-known projects like Nagios. I think in Russia you know more Zabbix, because
Yes, yes.
yeah, Zabbix, I think it's about Russian guy doing this. There are also Monit, Mamonsu from, I don't remember the company, I think Zalando has this kind of project. There are lots of projects looking like this. But what we did is to have it very simple, and we will provide the ways for the people to code their own plugin if they want to. We are asked, for example, to have a SQL worksheet to emit simple queries to the remote servers. I don't know much if this is smart or not. I don't care. We just provide what we need to actually work for the production DBAs to work daily with the tool.
Ребята, ну мы
Yeah,
уже
thank you.
выходим за время, на самом деле. Можно поймать Джона Поля. Are you still here?
Yeah.
So. Можно
No
поймать Джона Поля, пристать. Спасибо еще раз за инструмент, за доклад.
Thank you. Thank you.